Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we will be setting you up for watching WandaVision Episode 7. But before that, we'll go over everything that happened in Episode 6. As always, I'd like to put a spoiler alert right here, just in case you haven't seen Episodes 1 through 6 of WandaVision. You should go watch those before you watch the rest of this video. Now, we're going to go over what happened in Episode 6 before we start. Now, it starts off, this is the Halloween episode, of course, and everyone's wearing their comic accurate costumes. And finally, we don't have to deal with the laughing track anymore. This is the first episode where they just don't have it, so that's good news. So Vision, he splits from the family, claiming that he was assigned to the neighborhood watch. And we quickly go right back to Sword, and Hayward has tossed out Monica, Jimmy, and Darcy because of how they disagree with him, I guess. But they resist. They fight back. They're kind of on their own now. So they're basically Sword's rebels. Then we go back into Wanda's reality, and Pietro and the twins. They're kind of having fun with messing with the neighborhood on Halloween, and the twins are also discovering their powers. Vision, when he lied about being part of the neighborhood watch, he's actually going to do some more investigation on why everyone's acting so weird, and is Wanda really a good person or not, and are these people in trouble? He sees everyone kind of glitching around and just acting really weird near the edge of Westview. Now we go back to, Vision in the first scene, Herb at some point, Pietro, they all kind of allude to the fact that they are playing roles in Wanda's show, and we'll cover that a little more in a second. Agnes is released from her trance, and that we'll also get to that in a later slide. And Hayward, Monica finds out that Hayward is tracking Vision inside of Westview, and also Darcy reminds Monica that her molecules are being changed just because she's gone through the barrier twice. Remember, it's when she was part of Wanda's show and when she exited Westview. And then throughout the episode, we also have Wanda and Pietro just having some heart-to-heart moments. They're kind of catching up. Also just some, they just have some funny conversations between them, but also just some really heartfelt conversations. Vision, he finally tries to cross the barrier. Then Wanda, because of what Billy tells her, and Billy warns her that Vision's in trouble, and Wanda expands the reality, and eventually Darcy is actually sucked into the reality, so that could get interesting. But yeah, that's the whole episode that's the whole last episode. If you just watched that, that was just to refresh your memory on what happened. Here are each of the characters I said are kind of acknowledging that they have roles to play. This piece of dialogue right here from Vision. Herb up here, he's asking Wanda if she wants anything changed, because it's her show, and that's kind of creepy, but it kind of makes a little more sense now what's going on. And Pietro is actually very direct about it. He just says, "This is what I'm here to do. This is my role in your fantasy land, and you should deal with it." That's all he says. He's very direct about it. And Agnes, just like Norm in episode 5, Vision releases her from her trance, except it's not as tense as Norm. It's a little more on the dark side of things. She finally convinces Vision to go to the boundary because, she seems very scared and freaked out. Now, in my personal opinion, I think episode 6 was really the episode with like tests, allies, and enemies. you're starting to figure out who everyone is, who is on whose side, and that kind of leads into episode 7, and everyone's kind of split up, and I don't really have much to tell you to set up episode 7. These videos are becoming more and more that I'm really just giving you the recap of the previous episode, so you know where the next episode leaves off from. So all I really have to say for episode 7 is, well, I mentioned Monica and Darcy pointing out that her molecules are changing, and what this is sort of looking like it's going to lead to is, well, we have Monica on the left, but in the comics we actually have a character called Photon, and she actually has superpowers, and we're going to see some abilities kind of arise from Monica at some point. I don't really think that's a spoiler. It's really just something to look out for, and maybe even consider for future MCU projects. But yeah, that's really all there is. Everything else is in episode 7 is going to make sense if you've seen the rest of WandaVision. All right, so you are ready to go watch episode 7. People start to look at the camera and talk to the camera, breaking the fourth wall, that kind of stuff. It takes a whole new approach to cinematography and how it does all that. But it's a bit of a fun episode, and you get to the plot progresses only a little bit, in my opinion, but it's still important. You're still going to want to watch it. So yeah, go ahead and watch that, and I will see you back here to discuss episode 7, and I will go over any information you might have, or that you might need, I guess, to watch episode 8 right after that. All right, I will see you back here.